This episode, entitled Generative Art and Computers, is the second video in our series that goes along with James R. Parker's book, Generative Art: Algorithms as Artistic Tool.
A generative artist needs to be able to write a computer program as one of their skills. They could hire it out, but it'll never be quite the way you want it if you aren't able to program. So once the computer is in your hands, and once the artist has designed what they want to do, the step is to take that design and program it, implement it in a programming language. The language we use in the book is called processing, and it is specifically designed for creating works of art. One of the problems with programming is that people see it as mathematical and precise. It is precise, but it is like any other language. Once you are able to speak it or write it, it is a way of communicating, in this case communicating from a human to a machine. And the machines need to be told precisely what to do. They do not interpret what you say. Hence the machine languages are very precise. There is a syntax that we have to follow, and I do explain that. But the whole idea is to simply draw, to render your idea in a computer language and thence into a computer screen or piece of paper.
Defining an algorithm and writing a program begin with the problem to be solved. For example, drawing a set of lines emanating from a single point that are 2 degrees apart and where each line is a small amount longer than the previous one. Or drawing a set of circles of increasing radius where the center points differ by 6 units in a horizontal direction. Or drawing a red square and then a yellow circle so that the 2 shapes share a center point and the circle touches the square in 4 places.
One of the important things that we talk about in this chapter is a mechanism of thought for a generative artist. Artists do write programs, there's no question, and we're going to have to go through the whole book and explain in each chapter some new part of the language. But in the first chapter, we're really talking about how artists can use their ideas expressed as an algorithm. So one thing would be to say, okay, here's an image I already have. Let us manipulate that image and make it into something otherwise. Or let's animate it, make it more mobile. Let's create an interface to it so a person can touch it and make it do things. These are all parts of generative art. And they are, at the end of the chapter, we talk about a number of ways. And I think I was pretty clear on what those ways are. And I give examples on how to create your own works and the different paradigms you can use.
In the next part of this video series, Jim Parker discusses visual coding, basic programming for artists. The book, Generative Art: Algorithms as Artistic Tool, is published by Dervile and Uproot Books.